Welcome to Survival Theory. Today we're going to take a look at the Sheepshank. It's an awesome knot used to shorten a rope or bypass a weakened or damaged section of a rope. So let's check it out. It's a pretty cool knot. Now the Sheepshank is considered an unstable knot, and for good reason. If you have too much of a load on it, it can slip. Too light of a load, of course, and it just, well, comes undone. And that's one of the things I like about it, is how easily it comes undone. So it's an unstable knot. You can't have too light of a load or too much of a load. And we'll go over 3 different ways to tie it. So I'll show you one way to tie it, and then we'll do it on the ground so you can see it better. I'm just forming 2 bends here. At this end of the bend, I'll take my working end, form a loop, just an overhand loop. Slip my bend through there. When I pull that, it grabs that bend. I'll take my other bend here, take my working end, form a loop. There you go. You can pull that pretty tight. It's not going to come undone. And if you're too loose on it, or if you give it a shake, no more knot. Overhand knot. Slip that through. Overhand knot. Slip that through. There you go. Now, if you've ever seen a 70s Kung Fu movie, then you're aware of the importance of a grappling hook for scaling enemy compounds. So, let's do that first. So you've used your grappling hook to scale the enemy wall. You've entered the compound. You've used your shuriken to defeat all the enemy. Now you got to get out of there. So you start to scale back down the wall. How are you going to get your grappling hook back? Well, sometimes you just got to leave that stuff behind. So what you do is a short distance from the grappling hook, tie your Sheepshank, cut the rope or untie the knot, and then continue to ascend down. When you get to the bottom, give it a shake and retrieve most of your rope and not let the enemy follow you via the rope. Now that we've reached the ground, just give that rope a shake, retrieve it. Now let's get out of here. Now you can use that illegal ninja move I just showed you for self-rescue. Only in an emergency though, because it is an unstable knot, so there's inherent danger in using that. But if you had to scale down a cliff part of the way, the Sheepshank might come in handy for tying that knot right at the top. You get down and then you shake it, you get your rope back, you're able to go down the next face. So something to think about, but only in an emergency. So if you have a weak section of rope or a damaged section of rope and you want to bypass that, you're going to use a different method to tie the same knot, the Sheepshank. And we'll represent the weak part of the rope with this knot. I will form a loop, form another loop, form another loop. Make sure they're all running the same way. There we go. Pull that through. And that allows me to isolate that damaged section of rope. See, I can untie it. And the knot still holds. The shank still holds. So what we'll do is we'll form a loop. We'll put that damaged section up at the top. Now we'll form another loop with the working end going in the same direction. We'll put that a little bit under there. We'll do the same over here. Oh, the working end's not going in the same direction, so I need to put that loop on the other side. There we go. They're all going in the same direction. This one going slightly over the center loop. This one going slightly under. So you take that center loop and just work it through the two side loops like so. You pull these working ends and it tightens up into the sheepshank. It's real quick to tie once you get the hang of it. Now we have bypassed that damaged section. And let's confirm that. Let's untie it. Look at there. So that damaged section is under no stress. And of course, comes untied very easily. Now another way to bypass a damaged section of rope, or just tie the sheepshank in general, that has a tendency to slip less when there's slack on the rope, is there's your damaged section. Just form a loop right there. Then lay your working end over it, just like that. Here's your damaged section. Just bring a loop through. You're going to go under, over your working end, and back through the loop, just like that. Then when you pull this tight, same thing over here. Just form a loop and lay that over. Weave that loop through there. When you pull that tight, you're doing the same thing. You're bypassing that weak portion of your rope, or you're just shortening your rope. And it doesn't slip as much when it's slack because it has two friction points there. And of course it does bypass that damaged section. But it doesn't come apart as easy. But it is easy to untie. So it's a pretty handy knot to know. It's very useful and can even be used in a survival situation. And everybody knows the square knot and a bowline, things like that. But if you show people the sheepshank, you're going to have a lot of new friends real quick. Well, thanks for watching Survival Theory. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.